Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a art journal page in my junk art journal. I haven't worked in there for a while, and you see I have already primed the pages with gesso, and here I'm going in with the golden Quinachridon gold. This is a fluid acrylic, and I also added more water to it, and here I'm just spreading the paint randomly with my fingers. Whenever I have no real idea what to create on an art journal page or where to start, I just pick my favorite color combination and add the paints just simply with my fingers, and all the areas I don't like in the end I can always cover up, so I just start making a mess. I now go in with some white heavy gesso, and the paint is still wet, so it mixes with the gesso and I get some nice shadings of the Quinachridon gold. I also really like the different textures of the paints. The heavy gesso is very thick, and that Quinachridon gold looks almost like a watercolor, and I think this adds to the dimension when you have different textures on your page. What I really love together with this color combination is a blue, because it mixes so well with the Quinachridon gold. It gives you a really nice greenish turquoise color. I also add in white again with the blue to get very light areas. I don't want the page to become dark. I will let this dry, maybe not completely, but for a few minutes, so that not everything is super wet. And here I'm adding in the blue again, and I just make some marks with a flat brush. This gives you much more dimension. And here I'm using a tiny circle stamp, which I have stick to my finger so you can't almost see it, and I just stamp with the white gesso these circles on my page. When you're using a stamp with acrylic paint or gesso, with everything that gets waterproof when it's dry, you have to take care that you keep the stamp wet until you can wash it, or that you clean it immediately. I'm adding some blue splatters as well to my page. This also adds another layer, which makes it even more dimensional. I now let this background dry completely, and then I go in with some more background stamping, and therefore I'm using StazOn Inks as I work on acrylic paint. This is the best ink to use as it dries super quick, and of course it is permanent. You can also use the archival ink, but it takes a while to dry. And here I'm using the Grungy sequin stamp. You will find a link to my blog post in the video description, so you can check out close-up images, and of course all the stamps I've used are listed also in the video description. I often do not only stamp in black on my pages. I mostly look for a similar color that I already have on the page and do the background stamping with this color because it looks more cohesive and it makes the background feel like a whole completed background. And when you use only black ink to stamp the background texture, it stands out so intense that it can look a bit strange. To add even more details and marks and interest, I'm using the oil pastels from Sennelier. They are super high quality, and of course they are also very expensive. You can use any oil crayon you have to go on top of acrylics. What you have to take care of when you use it much or a lot of it, that you maybe fix the oil pastel, especially when you're working in your art journal. And to do that, I often use just gel medium and paint over the whole page or only over the areas where I have that oil pastels. The ones I'm using here are the metallic ones. And here I'm using also my Faber-Castell oil pastels. They are not so expensive and they do a great job, especially for art journaling. I think as long as you don't want to create whole paintings with the oil pastels, it's not so important which quality they have. Making marks with these oil pastels is just feeling like as if I was a kid and I was playing with my crayons. I'm adding a layer of gel medium. This is the matte medium from Liquitex. It's my absolute favorite. And I also will glue down my main image, which is one of my flowers stamped on tissue paper. And I do this all in one step. I cover up the oil pastel areas and I will glue down the flower. Unfortunately, I've missed to record that I colored in the flower, and therefore I used the Neocolor crayons, and I just scribbled the crayons to my glass plate and then picked it up with a brush and colored in the flower. I also made some tiny splatters with the pink all over the page. To finish the page up, I'm adding a sentiment that I've created with my Mix a Sentiment stamp set, and I just embossed the words to black cardstock and cut them out, and now I can arrange the ones I want on my page, and I just use a glue stick to stick them down. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope we will see us next time, which might be not on Friday as normally, because I can't manage making so many videos during summer, so I might upload the video on Saturday. Until then, I wish you a wonderful week. Bye!